Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Burst Memoirs, to whereas I tell stories about my life while giving you fun visuals of the games I have played over the years. Now, I know I'm supposed to talk about the last time where I left off as far as my time in the Marine Corps and whatnot, but I felt like I should talk about this, and I would hope that it won't be too long and I won't bore you or whatever. I don't know if this is going to be a memoir or a confession or whatever or whatnot, but I feel like I'm going to talk how I really feel in most cases and whatnot. Hopefully, I won't get interrupted because every time I would do a video like this, expressing my feelings out to the public and whatnot, I feel that, I either get stopped, a storm will cut everything off, or I'll get called upstairs, because the children are acting up. But I'm going to talk as much as I can. This is going to be freestyle, not freestyle rapping, but, you know, freestyle of what I want to say of how I'm feeling right now. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I feel like I'm not getting where I need to be in my life as far as me personally. Besides my wife and kids and whatnot, I feel I'm still searching of who I am in my life. I felt like I thought I had a purpose or a higher purpose to, you know, do something great out here in this world before my time is up. But I feel like I missed the opportunity a long time ago or something like that, or I screwed up the opportunity. But I'm not blaming anyone. I'm blaming myself of how I just feel that I could have done more in my life, but apparently it's not enough. I really feel that I'm really not good enough in this life because, everything I try to do, I fail miserably. And, and majority of the time, well, all of the time, it hurts, but I can't really show it because people already out here think that I'm weak and I don't want to show any form of weakness whatsoever. So I just try to hide it with, a smile or jokes or anything like that. And, even that's starting to take a toll on me trying to hide it. And I feel that I don't, you know, want to hold it in anymore, but it's taking everything in me not to let it all out because, you know, you don't know who may be watching or whatnot. I, in my life, I felt like I've yearned for not for people to like me, but to at least respect me. And I've been told a lot that, oh, you got to give respect to get respect. But as much as respect I've been giving, all I've been getting is doggone disrespect. And the moment I disrespect back, it comes back on me tenfold. Now, I fully accept the responsibilities and I take accountability for my actions, once somebody disrespects me and then I go back after them, you know, I'm fully aware of the consequences of my actions. There's no point of sitting on here lying and saying that, oh, if they would have left me alone, I wouldn't have said this or that and the third. Like, I'm completely taking responsibility for my actions. I try to not think about stuff like my depression and anxiety is really messing with me to the point where, sometimes I don't know what's real and what's not. Sometimes I feel like what I'm doing right now isn't real, or, I'm just in a semi good dream and then I'll just wake back up to my shitty life and whatnot. And that's like the biggest fear I have right now. Like, I have a I have a 3-year old son that was going to turn 4 years old in a month or so. I have a daughter that turned one recently, and they both had magnificent birthdays. Well, the ones I could record, but if you want to watch those, I'll put the card to watch those videos up to the right or to the left, but whatever. But I love them. I love those two more than anything. I would give anything for them. I just don't want them to see their father, as a failure or lame or anything like that. I don't want them to just be like, why why do people see my father as this way? I don't want I'm trying to avoid that from happening, but I'm not I'm done with trying to get people to like me or whatever, but I would want them to respect my opinions and whatnot. Or if anything, I would like to say, because I've any advice or any ideas I would, you know, throw out there for a very long time. I feel that people would like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. And then they'll go around and, you know, do the same idea I had and make it seem like it was their own. But, I can't cry over spilled milk because, like I said, I'm taking responsibilities for my own actions, mostly, you know, even though I was kind of provoked, or in some cases I was provoked, I could have handled things differently. I could have walked away. I could have like said, "Good luck, God bless you." But if I can be perfectly honest, that's not enough. Like, that's not enough. I feel like if I do that, if I say that, I feel like that I've really lost. And the person or people that's done these things to me or do these things to me that will make me retaliate, I feel like that they won if I would have just turned the other cheek. But I try so hard to try to be, a person that I want to be and whatnot, as far as like being a good content creator, a good gamer, good father and whatnot. But it just seems as though it's not working. Nothing I'm doing is working. It just seems like I'm supposed to be subpar and suck at everything I do. But I try to challenge myself every day and push myself to like learn new things and then, implicate it or integrate it or whatnot. I'm sorry, into my content, but it seems as though it's like not working like at all. Like whatever I'm doing, it's not working. I felt like a year ago, I asked myself, I felt like I was like halfway there, like my content or whatever it is I need to do with my life or whatnot, either with my content or with my life. I felt like all I have to do is just tweak this or tweak that. But that's the problem. I don't know what I need to tweak, you know? And I felt that in the end, I felt that I've lost in the end because in the beginning of when I met my wife and had my kids, I felt like when I got out of my previous marriage and whatnot, I felt that I won. But, looking back now, I felt like I've lost. I felt like I was the Tyler Perry villain in all of this because at the end of the day, I'm still depressed. My anxiety's through the roof. I do nothing but make enemies once I speak my mind. I have nothing but enemies, like outside of my friends and YouTube and whatnot, and my brother, sister, and mother. I felt like All I make is enemies. As soon as I voice my opinion about something, whether it be online or out loud to other people, you know, they already made it their mind like, oh, you supposed to be the lame one. Now I really ain't gonna fuck with you because you up here speaking your mind and shit or saying shit out of pocket and whatnot, which is understandable. Like if you really know me, like I tend to take things a little bit too far. Like when I say things, and you know, sometimes I feel bad, sometimes I feel justified, sometimes I don't feel anything at all. But it doesn't change the fact that I said or did it. You know, I'm just, at the end of the day, I'm just tired of feeling like a total failure in everything I do. And then, like, people who would, that's not interested in it or never really tried it, will ended up like doing way better than I have. And it frustrates the fuck out of me, you know? And like, what if this is it? What if I like peaked and I just shut everything down, like my computer, YouTube, gaming, and whatnot, and I just sit there forever and just don't do anything and just sit there. That would truly signify that I've really lost, and I do not want that. I don't want it, but it just seems like as of now, it doesn't matter what I want in this world for myself. I know I have a wife and kids, but like I said before, I am speaking for myself internally. And I feel that I need to either apologize to some people, ask some forgiveness from God, or something. Like, I can't keep going down this route and getting the same results over and over and over again, no matter what I try. And it's like a funny thing that my wife said, like, you know, the reason why you didn't, like, have a girlfriend or being accepted back in school or whatnot is was because you didn't fit in and whatnot. And it could be possibly true. Like I thought it was just my face, that could have just, been it one all be all and just be like, oh, that's it. Maybe I'm just I just don't fit in at all. But I know I'm just like kind of rambling right now, but I'm just like speaking my feelings or how I've been feeling for these past couple of days. Like I really do feel like a total failure. I really feel like in my life this is it for me. Like this is like my standstill. This is like your fixed point in time that you cannot fix. And I'm just really scared, no matter what I do, I'm just gonna end up in the same place over and over. I try to live my life the way I feel like I could, try to be as honest as much as possible, don't lie, like, but, you know, even if I'm not lying, I'm still being hurtful. Like when I'm not lying, when I say like how I actually feel, like it still kind of, you know, hurts people or it make things worse. So it kind of defeats the purpose of being honest. And I felt I thought it'd be like more weight off my shoulders to be honest with people, but or or be honest about how I feel about certain situations, and I speak on it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot. You know, I'll probably end up rattling some cages, and I feel like how I come about it, I feel that I'm going to make things worse for my part, not the world, for my part. You know, I had people block me. I had people, saying, I'm a fake nice guy. I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing or whatever. And, I can't disagree with them because, that's what I am. But, like, at the same time, though, I thought that that was the way to go. I thought, being honest, no matter how much it will hurt, would, be better for me. But apparently it's not. Apparently it just make things worse. And I don't want it to be that way. I wish that sometimes I could just like tell people these things of like how I'm really feeling. I've just only been giving them like cliff notes of like how I feel. And I know it's kind of like cheating and it like, defeats the purpose of having a therapist or having someone to talk to and whatnot. But I feel that, if I do let things out for real, I'm gonna get nothing but judgment, you know? And I've been judged all my life just by existing, and I really don't want to go through that again. That's why I don't go nowhere. That's why I felt that the pandemic of 2020 was the best thing that happened to me because I didn't have to go anywhere. I rarely had to go anywhere. You know, if everything could be brought to my house, I would have everything brought to my house. I wouldn't even have to leave the house for anything. You know, one thing I could work on, if I could have my barber come to my house, you know, and get my haircut or whatnot, I would not leave the house at all. If I could have like, let's say if I want to get a petty or mani, stuff to get, your feet done or whatnot, or, get my nails clean or whatnot, have a nail tech come to my house, I would. I wouldn't leave my house for nobody or for nothing, you know. But when I leave the house sometimes like and I go to the store, my anxiety goes to the roof because there are times when I turn corners or when somebody's behind me or if I walk past someone and or if I'm just standing in line and if I hear like uncontrollable laughter, I feel like half the time they're laughing at me or whatever. It's just it's just like I spend most of my days before like, I'm able to just stay in the house. Say I feel that not to be embarrassed. Like I felt that, I go out my way to not be embarrassed to the point where, it gets exhausting. Like I'm like I said, like I'm exhausted from all points. I'm exhausted from my depression, my anxiety. I'm exhausted from my paranoia. I'm exhausted from, wanting to be respected, you know, and whatever. But I felt that I could be better off if I was just out of people's way. Like sometimes I just feel like, why did I drag my, why did I drag the woman that I love into my bullshit? Why did I make kids to drag them into my bullshit? Like sometimes I feel like I should be alone and that'd be it. Because I also feel like I've done nothing but ruin people's lives. And it hurts that that's the way it is. Like I even say a lot. I may be joke. I mean, it may sound like I'm joking when I say, "Oh, I've been ruining lives since I was in the womb." Like that's exactly how I feel because everything was good. Like when my mom, when before I was born, my mom, my aunt, my uncle, and my grandma was living with my great grandmother, and everything was okay in a matter of speaking until I, I was conceived. And then once my grandma said, my great grandma told my grandmother, saying that I'm not raising no more children or I'm not having no more kids coming to my house or whatnot. It had to prompt my grandmother to get her own place. You know, how did I know everything wasn't fine, with my grandmother living with my great grandmother and just having her three children? And now my mom is pregnant with me, and my grandma had to get her own place. I know I didn't ask to be here, but at the same time, though, I really feel that I've sometimes I feel that I wish I wasn't born. To be perfectly honest, I wish I wasn't born because if I wasn't born, like everybody's lives will be better. My wife's life will be better. My ex-wife will be better. Life would have been better. All the women that I slept with, life would have been better if they didn't have to gaze upon me. My children could have possibly had a better father. And I I sometimes I really truly feel that because in the end I feel like I could have done more, but apparently the only thing I was worried about was having sex. It wasn't having a girlfriend. It was just having sex. That was it. That's the only thing I was worried about. That's probably why I'm in the predicament I am now within myself. Feeling like a total failure, feeling like I can't go nowhere but up, but it's hard to go up because I keep going down. Personally, I keep going down. I have a lot of mutuals on here, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, they'll probably go past me and I would remain the same. And it's like it happened many times in my life. Like my brother, he went past me. He's been doing this stuff. He's been doing content creation since Vine. He got himself out there and now now he has fans and now it's like I remember a story he told me that one girl actually started crying because she met him and she watches him all the time. And I could do nothing but be proud of him because, you know, he got where he needed to be. To whereas I tried to do the same thing, didn't work at all. I started, I restarted making restarted YouTube channels like many times in my life. Tried everything, comedy, drama, short films, this, then the third. But it seems as though it does not work. Some things couldn't even go past the scripts. Some couldn't even go past a couple of views on YouTube. And some people were like kind of too greedy. Like if I try to get actors to be in this short film, like everybody wants to be paid, even though they're not professional actors and whatnot. Even when you tell them that this is not a paying thing, this is just something that friends will do together. And then hopefully, if we do get revenue, I will give you something. But folks just wanted money right out the back, which I didn't have, so I abandoned it. But it just seems like I'm just rambling. I'm just gonna like post it as is. I'm not gonna edit or anything like that. And it's gonna be public. I'm not gonna unlist it because if I didn't want to have it out there, I wouldn't. If I didn't want to have it out there, like why would I upload it? But this is just me wanting to air out my feelings of how I feel right now. To sum it all up, I do feel like a total failure. I do feel like I can't go nowhere from here. Like everything I try, I fail miserably. And I I lost sight of like why am I doing this, or why am I like trying to do anything? When I'm trying to be creative, you know, some bullshit always happens. Or I have to be out of my space for days at a time due to other responsibilities, which is, I'm not blaming it on that. Like, that's a given. You got to have other responsibilities and whatnot, you know. But I feel that my people that I love, I feel that their lives would have been better if I wasn't around. But I've talked for almost 30 minutes, and this is going to be a stopping point. Once I come back for memoir number 7, I'll probably resume my time in the Marine Corps. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all next time.